welcome everybody. This is Andrew David. This is Blake Newbar's partner program. I want to chat with you guys though, because we got all sorts of different perspectives. We've got different things. All you guys have different views on life. You've got different experience. One of when it comes time for growth at any point, I feel there's a handful of things that are absolutely important. If you're at a point where you're launching your business or you're trying to overcome something personally, I want to ask you guys, what would be when you're looking and you're saying, okay, for me to grow or for my business to grow, I need to do X, fill in the blank. What are some of those things that you guys would say, whether you want to kind of raise a hand and let me know, or you want to type it in? It could be the personal development. It could be, I talk all the time about getting clear, self-aware, understanding your why. You've got goals, you have investing, you have, getting the legal things put together, you have learning the skill or marketing or administration or learning, finding time management, getting my health in line, any one of those things. I just want to get some perspectives. When you guys think about growing yourself or growing your business, what are some of the first things that you think of?
How to sell, I don't know, how to get people to even follow you. I don't know. I'm not posting very much, just what's been going on. I feel bad for posting, but I got to start doing more. I know.
You feel bad that you are posting, or you feel bad you're not posting enough?
That I haven't been posting just because of I lost my mom and whatnot, right? So I kind of feel just given a bit of time, but even before that, I wasn't posting and doing so much. I don't know. I was just having a hard time with time management as well, too. I just want to get launched and then kind of start posting. And I know you should be doing that as well. But
so that goes with and you're kind of coming. I love that perspective. I want everybody to kind of hear this. Life happened. And unfortunately, what happened was a massive shift in his life because he lost his mom. That messes with you, right? That throws it. You lose a loved one or any major life event. It could be that. It could be the birth of a child or a grandchild. It could be moving. Any of those things that throws you for a loop, right? And so that struggle is real. And getting on, I agree. Getting on, hey, just lost my dad. Let me tell you about that doesn't work. Right? You can't, it doesn't happen. And so this is where it gets and for me, my dad, I was 21 when my dad passed away. My mom's still around. The big life change thing for me was the divorce and stuff with kids. And then there's been a couple of those throughout the years. So there are those moments, and I know how that feels. I remember, one of the first times I went and spoke to an attorney and had to kind of spell out everything that this is after the divorce and working on, things with kids. But I had to have an attorney for this, right? And I had to sit down and for a couple of hours, we went over the whole story of everything. That was for me, it was like dragging that stuff back up that I hadn't really dealt with, not in a positive way. And I was shut down for days after. So being able to go through life is something that a lot of us forget about when we start a new journey, right? I'm going to start a business. I'm going to get this going. It's going to take me 30 days or 90 days or 6 months, and I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to be able to walk away from my job. Meanwhile, you have a kid that gets sick. You get sick. We have a pandemic. We open back up and then we shut back down. We're stuck at home. You get depressed. You get addicted to alcohol, or you end up not sleeping. Something happens. Life happens. Knowing why you're doing something and then keeping focused even when you don't want to be is difficult. Now, take that time for you. Figure out what you need to start to reset. And then if you're ever in that situation where you go, and really for any of you, I know I'm not always available. I try and be as much as possible. Sometimes it's a message, sometimes it's an email. Occasionally I'm able to get on a call. But if you're in that spot, and Ernie, I'm not saying you are, but if you're in that spot where you just go, hey, I just need a kick in the ass, reach out. And that's what this is for. That's what the group is for. On Skype. I want all of us to be kind of support. So yeah, time management, recognize. So one important thing I think with that, recognize your strength, work on time management when you can, but also recognize you're not alone. That'll help during that process. A couple of other people talked about leads and traffic. Yeah. So marketing, Blake talked about it on the high performance call that we did. I talk about it all the time. Learning how to market is going to be one of the most important things you can do. Learning how to engage people. Now, whether you do that on live video, because some of you are going to end up doing live, some of you will do it in a group setting. You'll create your own groups. We've got members that have their own groups. Some of you, are just doing it in other people's groups. That takes time. Now, that's a skill that anyone can learn. I also know it's a skill that scares the hell out of some people. They'd say public speaking. And look, even though it's on social media, no one may be directly looking at us. It's still in some people's brain, in our little lizard brain, it's still a little bit of public speaking involved. And so it's more people are scared of public speaking than they are of actually dying. So I get that it can be difficult, right? So you find ways to overcome it a little bit at a time. Maybe the first thing that you're doing is you're filming your computer and you're talking behind the scenes when you're showing something going on, and you're just starting to introduce your voice. And then you just step by step kind of get to where you're in front of the camera. And I've talked about different examples. And if you're the type of person that never wants to do that, then you find other ways. But marketing is absolutely, it's something you need to learn. Lavkish is saying inspiration into action, as inspiration without action is mere entertainment. Yeah, absolutely. You've got to, this Blake talks about networking. You talk about inspiration. We're talking about doing this stuff. Look, if you guys are in that affirmations group, if you're in that challenge group, then go challenge yourself. Go do something, right? Live your life, choose that next adventure for yourself. Don't just be in there. I mean, I love that everybody's in there cheering everybody on, but you get more out of anything when you actively participate. The people that drop stuff on, that are willing to comment. And I know some of you guys are scared to comment even in this setting. You've seen some of you guys have seen the other people on here daily almost for months, and you're still scared to put your voice out there. Right? You've got to find ways to connect. That'll be important. Okay. What else is efficient, easy to use processes? Yeah. So having the right system in place. Absolutely. Richard, totally agree. You got to, systems are one of the ways that you create leverage. I've talked about the equation for success. It's been a while, and maybe we can review that if you guys want to. It's time, it's money, but systems play into it. How can you leverage your time, your money, other people's efforts? That absolutely plays in. How much do I spend on ads? So currently, right now, I am running ads simply to build engagement. Right now, that's what I've got going on, because I'm trying to re-engage. I'm trying to build up an audience on Facebook, not just organically. I'm trying to get it going faster. My new funnels aren't even on there yet. I'm just trying to build a following, right? So we talk about launching imperfectly. I'm absolutely in that stage. Beginning of this next week, that funnel will be there. But right now, I'm just trying to get more people paying attention to the fact that I've got that Facebook page that's now live and the Instagram is re-engaged, right? So I'm spending money on that currently. And right now with that, it's $5 to $7 a day per post. Nothing crazy, because all I'm trying to do with that is get engagement. But one of the posts ends up with 500, 600 likes. You end up with a couple, extra followers, dozens of followers sometimes. I've been able to grow. Some of you guys may be following me on Instagram, at the Phoenix Mentor. If you are, great. If not, that's okay. I'm not trying to get you over there. But, what I've done over the course of the last couple of weeks, I've been pushing those engagement posts. I'm about 4,000 followers up in the last couple of weeks, right? Simply from engagement posts. And just to be, I'm doing it, Facebook and Instagram are what I'm running. And you can run an ad on Facebook that'll do Instagram and Facebook. It'll do both, right? So an engagement post is, I create a post. So let me go to Instagram right now. So on my Instagram page, you can see there's 42,300 followers, ballpark. Okay, so I've got posts, and I probably should have posted a different one. Those look too similar to me. I didn't pay attention. That's on me. I got a quote there, and I've talked about outsourcing. We talk about systems and leverage and stuff. My assistant put this together, made it look real pretty. I didn't do that. You guys can do it on Canva if you want to. It's one way that I invest in my business, but you can promote it. You can boost it. This one, if you can, it's hard to see, but it says currently promoted is what that says. So right now, this one I just posted and I'm promoting it because I'm building the engagement back up, and it's just not there yet. So, I've got a couple of these where there's only, even though I've got all of those followers, there's only, on the one that I just posted, there's only like 65 likes because I'm rebuilding it. And then that one's got, 592. So it's a process, right? So
what did you say there, Andrew? Sorry, buddy. What did you say in your post there? Like, are you posting about like your business?
No, those are actually, those are quotes from these high performance calls. When we talk about repurposing content, right? I'm creating content here, right? So I have my guy go and watch and pull a quote and use it. So I don't have to tell him, hey, come up with, here's what I want you to put. So I don't have to spend the extra time thinking. Guys, you figure out ways to leverage content. And if you don't want to come up with the quote, then use Blake's, mine, Russell Brunson, Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor's. Use someone else's. It doesn't have to be yours, right? Repurpose someone else's. That's what other people are doing. That's, the attractive character that we were talking about. That's the, the reporter that we talked about, the evangelist, right? Like, hey, I'm going to share with you other people's knowledge because I'm in the process of learning it too. Look what I found, right? So that's something there. Knowing what to post. So that training, Lynn, is, you've got with the Accelerator, the organic lead generation masterclass. Get into that. It's 27 videos there. And then there's some other stuff inside the program underneath Facebook and the engagement post. There's some stuff there, right? So what are some other things when you look at scaling and grow? Denise, go ahead.
Back to the engagement post. So I don't know if I'm accidentally doing this. But I, like you, I just like quotes. So, every probably other day or something on my Facebook personal page, I'll post a quote, whether it's about time, family, something that I just pull off of Pinterest.
Right.
People do like it. People like, oh, so true. Like one of my funny quotes.
Anything to build. So when I talk about every post, we want engagement, right? Every single post, we want people to engage. We want comments, likes, and shares. Okay. Now, what Facebook and Instagram really want is they want the comments and they want the shares and they want saves because that's a higher level of engagement. Likes is the easiest thing to get. Now, when I'm talking about I'm running an engagement ad, it means I'm taking a post that's on my page and I'm telling Facebook, Instagram, same platform, right? Everybody understands that Facebook owns Instagram. I'm telling Facebook, hey, I want to get this in front of more people that are like my audience, or you define your audience. Okay. So here we go. I want to get this in front of them. Go, 20, I think I've got it at 25 or 27 to 60 men and women, US, Australia, and UK, I think. Go out and put it in front of them. And I gave them some parameters, some interests and other things, right? The demographics. I know my audience, that's who I'm going after. So I'm just trying to get in front of them to create some engagement. So they go, who is this guy? I want to look at his page. Hopefully they end up liking the page. And so then I go back. And if they've liked the post, you can go back and invite them to like your page. So as long as your audience is on point and they're liking your post, you can go back in Facebook and invite them to like what you posted. Has everybody seen that? Let me see if I can pull it up. And Hartley's saying he bought a list of 2,000 quotes. Absolutely. Get it on, you can, private label rights. You can get it on Fiverr, list of quotes. There's all sorts of places where you can find stuff like that. Okay. Now, so even as I'm pulling this up, what are some other things that can be done to, as you're looking at personal development and growth and things like that? What are some other things that you can do for yourself that you think about? We talked about marketing, right? What else? Anybody? Nobody?
Maybe
I would
budgeting.
say read every day, learn something every day.
Reading. Absolutely. Personal development.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every day.
Every single day.
Even if it's audio, I do a lot of audio because I find it just easy when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I do quite a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you want to really juggle stuff, you do audio and you read, and then you watch clips on you. Like, there is a thing that's too much. Try and make it as structured as possible. But yeah, if you're driving, every time you're in a car, you should be listening to something that's going to be helpful for you. Right now, sometimes that means rocking out to Def Leppard. Sometimes that means, listening to a personal development book. Sometimes it means being absolutely quiet and allowing silence and prayer and thought to be in your heart. It just depends. So if and Hartley saying prefers audio versus reading, that's great. Listen then, and you can turn up the audio speed so you can listen faster, right? I listen at about a 1.5 speed. Gets a little chipmunky, but I get through books faster. There's also the other side of that where reading, especially reading with a regular book, there are other elements of your brain that you trigger in doing that. Jeff, diet and exercise. Yeah, getting your personal health. Guys, investing in yourself, and there's different ways to invest in yourself, I think is one of the most important things you can do. You should invest in your diet and exercise. You should invest in your health. Make sure you're healthy, right? Does it sound like Simon Theodore? Yeah, a little bit. Absolutely chipmunky, Hartley. Now, I just posted in the Skype group, right? I've been talking about going to Steve Sims is going to be on tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, so not noon. I've got an email that'll be going out a little bit later today to remind everybody. So he's going to be on at 1. I've been following this guy for years. And before, he didn't have an event at all. And I said, as soon as this guy, I was going to figure out what events he was going to. I was going to go to those. And then recently he started hosting a speakeasy, and it's a 2-day event, cost a couple of grand. But as soon as it was available, right? So that's booked. So I'm booked for November. I'm going, he's going to be on tomorrow, but I'm booked to go show up just to get the time to and look, he does some digital marketing because he's got his business, but he's not a digital marketer. He doesn't do e-commerce. He doesn't do affiliate marketing. Most of the people that are going to be at that event aren't other digital marketers. They're just other business people. And some of them he'll have, other people come in and speak to share. I'm going to network. I network with him and network with other people there. It's one way that I know I'm going to invest in myself. You guys need to look at what you're doing to invest in yourself. Now, it doesn't have, it could be an event like that. It could be the accelerator. It could be a mentor. It could be a new pair of shoes. It could be a new diet program. It could be supplements. It could be membership. It could be a personal trainer. It could just be going out and getting a manicure and pedicure because you haven't treated yourself. And when we're used to being in an element of servitude where we're off helping other people all of the time, sometimes spending any money on yourself or any time on yourself feels like you're being selfish. You've got to overcome that. You have to. And all of these things that we've talked about today, if you do the little things, it allows you to get into the bigger things, right? And be willing to push yourself, okay? Invest in you, and there's a lot of different ways to do that. So that's one of the biggest things for me. When you look at Tony Robbins, when he said what skyrocketed his career, what started it was he went to a Jim Rohn event, right? Every penny he had, essentially what he used to make in a month at the time, it wasn't a whole lot. He was, still real young, but that event's what got him started. Warren Buffett, good grief, one of the richest men in the world, talked about the biggest investment he's ever made. And this is a man who is, with funds and himself, he's worth just shy of $100 billion. He's invested in all sorts of things. His company is a majority owner in Coca-Cola and Dunkin' Donuts and all of these other things. But he said the best investment that he ever made was a Dale Carnegie public speaking course that he took when he was young, right? Invest in yourselves, guys. Don't skimp on you, or your results will be skimpy, But when you invest in yourself, see it through. Don't give up on it. Push yourself through to where you can get the results. Okay. So, good. That was just couple of thoughts today I wanted to make sure we went over. I'm happy to answer some extra questions. Again, tomorrow, if you guys want to hang out, feel free to hang out. We're going to answer questions. I'll talk about engagement posts. We'll talk about Facebook and Instagram and everything else. I'll talk about it for a few minutes. Tomorrow, though, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Same link as always. Email's going to go out. I'll remind you in the Skype group, but 1 p.m. Make sure you're here. I'm excited for that call. So Ernie saying, I thought one of the calls said it was a waste to run. It's a waste to boost a post unless you are, you're getting in front of your audience and you understand that you're not like the engagement post that I'm doing right now. I know that it's not going, no one's going to click on anything to make me money with what I'm running, but I know that, right? I'm trying to build up the audience. So when that funnel is there, I can get it. I'm trying to speed up this process instead of doing just organic. I'm doing the organic, but I want to get more followers, more likes, more comments on my page than I would otherwise, because I want to do it quicker. I'm trying to speed that up. Okay. So I'm starting to do that. My organic, like a heavy push towards organic is going to be comments in Instagram and comments in groups and all the stuff that we talk about. That's kicking off this next week. I'm going to be doing that. Facebook ads can work great, but we always recommend doing the organic as well, right? Because organic is a way that you can generate revenue without and get leads and get engagement without paying for it. But you have to be uber consistent when it comes to organic, because otherwise you fall off their radar, not just because they're not going to see you, because Facebook isn't going to put you there. It's like what I'm having to do with my Instagram page. You know, up until recently, I was at about 36,500 followers up until recently, which is great. But I had told you guys about it. I hadn't really been posting for almost 2 years on that page. So time and effort that I'd put into building it up and building that following and building the engagement went away, right? So I need to rebuild it. So that's why I'm doing those engagement posts there to try and get, I'm telling Facebook, I just want it in front of my audience and people like my audience so I can get more people like that and try and build up some engagement, right? So that's my goal there. So my, yeah, so Jim, there's training inside the partner program on organic, and I've done a number of trainings on that. And so you can go back and look at some of the high performance calls on the YouTube channel. I talk about building out Facebook. Probably next week or in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to have a guy on that is going to talk about Instagram growth, and who's built up pretty big there. So my Instagram handle is at the Phoenix Mentor, if you want to find me there, just at the Phoenix Mentor. Let's see, Liz call scheduled with an appointment with Blake, but no link. He does the daily call. You should have a calendar for that. Those are the accelerator monthly calls, I think. Message support or Darren, and they'll make sure you've got it, or message me afterwards and I'll forward that along. Any thoughts on how we could all share contacts, likes, traffic by focusing on demographics? Do you mean like have each other comment and share our own posts? What do you mean, Harley?
Like if we're all picking, for example, I don't know, say tier 1, 25 to 50-year-old women, could we share each other or point to other people's sites in order to help build somebody else's profile?
I mean, you can, if you've got someone that's like a close, I mean, I guess at some point, if you want to, we want to share what niches everybody has, but your time would probably be better spent finding other influencers in that area and sharing and trying to connect with them and borrow their credibility. So posting on their pages, adding value there, sharing one of their posts so that their audience might see you in that way, right?
Now, well, that's if you buy into influencers. I particularly don't. I think they're just only after money. We're not.
Harley, I don't care. I don't care about what they're after. I want their audience. That's the only thing that matters, right? If their audience is the same as my audience, I want their audience, right? So me posting isn't going to benefit them as much as it's going to help their audience maybe see me.
I tried it a couple times. The success rate is like well under 20%.
Yeah, it's closer to 2 to 5, but that's the nature of the beast. That's the game. It's volume. You know, a good ad is going to convert probably under 5%. A good ad, if you're lucky, right? Your overall engagement on Facebook, guys, you got to understand, organic engagement on Facebook takes work. You just posting on your page is, if I've got, I mean, look at it like this. Does anybody on here have over 2,000 Facebook friends? Anybody? Okay, a couple of people. All right. Let's say you've got,
yes,
we're going to say 1,000. Okay, 1,000's a nice round number. And a lot of people can get to 1,000. Really not too hard.
Little over 4,000.
Okay, so Forrest is at 4. I'm going to use 1,000 just as an even number. If you post something, there's a good chance that less than 100 people are going to see it. Probably closer to 50, right? 50 people. So sometimes and now, how many times have you posted something and you go, why is it that only these people, oh, you didn't like my post? Well, I didn't see your post, right? Unless the person is not just following you, because there's following, there's liking, and then there's following on Facebook, right? Everybody knows that. Like, so if we're friends, Sharon and I are friends on Facebook, there are things that you can do so that Sharon will show up in my newsfeed. There's also things I can do so that Sharon will disappear from my newsfeed. We'll still remain friends. So Sharon won't get mad that I don't, that we're not friends anymore. But I may not, I can silence her posts where I'm never going to see them. So you've got 1,000 friends, you're putting it out there and you're going, hey, and even if the 1,000 are, there's a good chance from your personal page, those 1,000 friends aren't all contractors or dentists or doctors or, what event coordinators or whatever your niche is. Right. And if that's all I'm posting, see, my percentage is like this. Now, the whole reason we talk about influencers, and influencer simply means, someone that has got a certain amount of following with a certain amount of engagement, right? And yeah, there are people that are in it for the money, but I'll be honest, one of the big reasons I do what I do is for money, because I've got bills to pay. I got a family to take care of, right? Yeah, I mean, overall, there's some purpose behind it. And some of them have a purpose and some don't, and that's okay. I'm just looking at, when I'm talking about influencers in general here, guys, I'm not just talking about, some socialite that's not wearing a whole lot of clothes. And so, or some dude that's posing on the beach because he's been working out a lot as an influencer. It could be an association that a lot of your profession follows. That's an influencer in their category, right? General contractors, for example, there's associations that they've got to be a part of that, different things that they're going to like. It could be something like some post that Home Depot puts up. Contractors are following Home Depot or True Value, Makita or whatever, right? That's an influencer in their niche. That's a brand of influence is kind of what I'm going after. So yeah, I'll share something that they posted. I'll hashtag, whatever it is. They put up a quote. I'll share that quote, hashtag or, tag them. And so when someone is going through, especially on Instagram or just randomly in the newsfeed, things can pop up and you go, oh, this is new. I haven't seen this. On Instagram, you have the explore page here. So these are all relevant to things that I've liked and hashtags that I've liked and people that I follow. And so there's MMA and sports and there's politics and there's real estate and there's marketers and it's all stuff that's relevant to things that I've liked. Now there's a chance if I tag someone else and I use some of those hashtags and I get some engagement on my post that Instagram will take it and put it on someone else's explore page. So you end up seeing me there instead of just in your newsfeed. And now I got a chance to get other followers. So that's part of why we do the organic plus the ads, and part of why I'm spending some money on engagement right now. I'm not saying you need to. I'm just sharing my strategy of what I'm trying to do. Does that make sense, guys? Anybody have any other questions on any of this stuff? No? Yes?
I have a question, Andrew. For if I have a niche like someone that wants to do eyelash extension, and I need to put that out in the open, what kind of a niche would it be under health, fitness, or
Eyelash extensions?
yeah?
Beauty? Brows?
So it would be a different
esthetician?
from yeah.
Yeah, I would say, are you looking, like, because the way that you phrase it is, are you looking for this kind of lead, right? Or like, I'm here to help you with whatever kind of lead. So it would be, are you, are you a spa? It's spa owners, it's salons, it's the independent contractors that are doing that work, whether it's brows or lashes, permanent makeup. So are you looking for more? And get the brows done.
People that does the extension. So what niche would you have to put it under? The beauty, and then fitness is a different niche, or?
Yeah, fitness is, when I think of fitness, I'm thinking personal trainers, gyms, stuff like that, CrossFit, right? I mean, that's me personally. So if I'm creating a funnel and I'm putting it in front of, and my funnel is about, brows and extensions and other stuff like that, like I would kind of group those together. I wouldn't categorize it, build the funnel out, or advertise to fitness professionals. Yeah, spas, salons, etc.
It's beauty.
Beauty, spas, salon. Yeah, I'm looking for groups of spa owners, salon owners, people that do permanent makeup, brows, lashes, etc. That's who I'm looking for.
Okay.
That's your audience.
Thank you so much.
Andrew, hi, it's
Yes,
Sue.
ma'am. Hey, Sue.
I haven't seen you for a while, but I catch all the replays.
Good.
When you're talking about your Instagram, Instagram or Facebook page, what is more effective? Is it a picture with script, or is it a video with?
Both can be good. Video does convert better. And if you could do a video with text, then even better. And there's ways to do that. You can do it on Canva. You can have people, but so if you look at video, just converts better because that's the world that we're in, but you have, for example, image with text. And then I've got, a post that I wrote out, a post on that. And I probably should, looking at it now, I should have added some emojis in there. Because people love emojis. That's just a regular post. And then this is a video, right? And we probably should have had bigger highlights there. But, what he does is he takes some of these and he takes, creates video with stuff, right? So it captures someone's attention a bit more. So it's kind of a combo of both. You want to put stuff out there. And if you don't want to do videos like what I'm talking about here, there are simple things you can do. You can get on Pixels, and you can get on other websites, and you can get clips of short videos and just add some text to it. And that's free. Okay. If that scares the hell out of you, then just use pictures and do some live video. I mean, there's different ways to do it. The 3x3 or 4x3 on your smartphone. I'm not sure what you mean.
Thanks, Andrew.
You're welcome, Sue. Does that answer the question? Video gets higher. People pay more attention to video than they do other stuff. I mean, that's just the world that we're in. Hartley, what do you mean the 3x3 or 4x3?
You just showed it like 2 minutes ago on your phone.
The size?
No. The MMA, the whatever you went through there.
Oh, that's just, so this is just the explore page on Instagram. So you've got your home page. This is like the news feed. And then the little magnifying glass is that's the explore page. All these things that it falls under hashtags that I've liked. They look for profiles that are similar to profiles that I follow, like that kind of thing. That's where that algorithm works in. So they figure out the kind of stuff that you like based on what you engage with. And then they try and put that in your explore page so you can find other stuff that you like. So you got to remember, they do this with your audience. So if I'm doing things the same way that, like if I'm in digital marketing, I know some of you guys are doing digital marketers, whether that's affiliate marketers, digital marketers, e-com, etc. Russell Brunson, for example, his hashtags, the way that he posts, what he does, that's some of the stuff I start to do. I look at Anthony Morrison's, I look at Blake's, I look at, finding other influencers there. And even if I'm not sharing their stuff, I'm looking at what they're doing. And occasionally I'll share one of their quotes into my Instagram story. And you put a hashtag, you tag that person. Sometimes they'll repost what you posted that you were showing their stuff. So they'll repost it in their story. So there's that chance that you grab some of, that's the reason organic takes a little bit longer, is because you're building it organically, right? I can't make the seed grow faster than it's going to grow. But if I don't do the organic, the ads aren't nearly going to be as effective. Like if I wasn't posting on my page regularly and I didn't have stories on my page as well, then me running an engagement post wouldn't mean anything. It wouldn't give me anything, right? It wouldn't give me any lasting help. It's important to look at everything when it comes to the business. So